Alright, here we are back for round number 2. Hopefully we can have as good of a showing as round number 1. We'll have to see. This hand is pretty borderline, probably. I think it's keepable. We have a play on 1, we have a play on 2, we have a few plays on 3, so I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. I think there's a reasonable shot that we actually do hit our land. Well, would you look at that? Alright, so I think it is just pretty easily echoes on turn 2. I'm wondering, depending on what my opponent does, I might actually just, like, bolster, like, 1,000,000,000,000 times or something. We'll see. I think it's probably better to play this guy on 3, though, if my opponent has no play, just so I can get this ball rolling. Let's see what he does. He might just play a morph face down. Okay, a Silent Guard Monument. So, that's basically nothing. Interesting. I'm just gonna attack with Servant, and then, post-combat slam edge Ramoka Captain. I think with this, I don't know. I think we're in a good spot. I think I'm pretty... Alright, well, defeat has happened. That is unfortunate. Cloud form, sure. Okay. I'm just gonna map the wastes, getting a plains, and then I'm just gonna bash because I would happily trade these. Very happily. So because my opponent didn't trade, that leads me to believe that that is an important card that is face down there. Or he just wants to, like, have his 2-2 or something. He didn't flip it, so it's either really expensive or, again, he just wants to have a 2-2. I think either one is reasonable. Okay. So unfortunately this has hexproof, so I have actually no way of interacting with it. I think I do want to play a dude, but it's so awkward actually. I'm just gonna... no, I'm gonna play a dude. So, if my opponent has removal, I'm gonna be happy about having a dude. I'm just gonna say go, though. Because if he has removal, then now he has to choose, basically, right? So, if Servant of the Scale is my only creature, then I lose so much value. Both getting in. I'll just take 4. That's fine. I don't want him to draw 2 off Youthful Scholar. And I can race pretty well, I think. Maybe he's gonna flip it now? No? Alright. Seems like he thought about it. He does only have 5 mana, so it's not like the best situation for him. That's really good, actually. We can't Megamorph, but I could just bolster onto this, which I think is the play. Bolster onto that. Actually, no, let's bolster onto this and attack with it. Do I even want to attack? You know what? No. I'm just going to not attack ever. That's fine by me. So now we can Inspiring Call or Sandblast, sorry. I keep calling it Dune Blast, probably. So, pretty easy blocks, I think. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much... That pretty much blanks my blocks, which is fine. Again, I can't ever Sandblast this, but this guy does have flying. Okay. So, I'll just bolster again. That's fine. It does allow me to do stuff with my mana. That's really good. So now we can fight. He is holding up a lot of mana, but I'm going to bank on him not having Contradict in the main. Don't have it. Nobody plays Contradict. What's the chance that I face 2 opponents in a row with Contradict on the turn that I'm dropping Foe Razor? What are the chances? If it does resolve... What could this flip into that deals with this? Is there even a 5-power dude that this could flip into? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to fight that. Like, he has 5 mana, right? Butcher's Glee. You got it. I guess that's pretty good. I guess I won't fight then. Nah. You got it, bud. 1-4-0'd. Easy. Easy. Alright, just say go. Don't want to attack into a Butcher's Glee dude. And now we have a flyer, of course, to deal with the other flyer. So, Crux of Fate would be annoying. He would just do Destroy Dragons, probably, in this situation, if he had it. Of course, the chance of him actually having exactly Crux of Fate is not very high, so that's fine. This card's really good, because it is a May. So they literally have to respond to it by doing things, and then it's like, oh, alright, nah. I'll pass. Sure, you have a Zephyr Scribe. That means he doesn't have anything, which is good for business. So I can Megamorph this guy, which I think I just say go. Like, I think we actually just keep doing this song and dance of draw go. I have so many ways to protect my creatures. I can flip, put a counter, and Inspiring Call if he has removal. So that seems good. Interesting. So that means he can flip this now, which means it is... I'm not sure. I will block anyway, though. I don't think that it can flip into a thing that I care about too much. Enhanced Awareness. Sure. Hooded Assassin. Sure. So now we can just respond to all this. Which is insane, because it'll also draw us 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That resolves. Hopefully. I'm assuming it's resolving. I'm hoping and praying it's resolving. Okay, it has resolved. I will now Inspiring Call. And now all of these are indestructible. I draw 3. And my opponent has been out-carded. Beware the great out-cardening. Okay, so pretty easy. Just smash with my gigantic monster. I will also play a Sabertooth. I have 9 mana, so that leaves up all my stuff, so it's fine. Yeah, like that, that's fine. So we have 5 mana, so we can bolster once, or we can Sandblast. Unfortunately, we can't do both. Sure. Zephyr Scribe away. Pitching a land, meaning he probably found an answer, but now we have a Sabertooth. So no matter what he does, I think I win this game. I actually think it's like very, very, very winnable. Sure. You have a Dargon. So bolster. Sabertooth, Servant, Shieldbearer. I think Sabertooth just to get more counters out. We have a Jamoka's Gift. Alright, well, that seems kind of nuts. Just bash with my flyer again. That's fine by me. I have a Sandblast for his dude. I have some spells. I'm pretty set. I don't think... I don't know. There's not many ways that my opponent can just fucking destroy me here. I don't think. So he's not activating because he doesn't have the mana. That's fine. That's attacking. I will Sandblast that card. We have 7 mana, so we can bolster twice. Sure. So either he has a counter in his deck, or he's just trying to scare me. I feel like he might have a counter in his deck. So this is obviously, like, this is the worst case scenario. If he has a contradict, then we get blown out pretty bad, but Dowsing Gloom. Okay. Hopefully he just doesn't have contradict. He thought really hard about that situation there, so we'll see what happens here. Like, what could he do to protect this? If this is like a face down one of the dragons that flips up and buffs dragons, this still dies. I don't know. I don't think there's too much that my opponent can actually do here. Maybe I'm wrong though. He's given it a lot of thought. He's in the tank. So maybe he does have something in his hand, some play in his hand. Maybe it's like a Rite of Undoing or something. And he's thinking about, what if I bounce this and that? Solemn Guard's command. Counter target non-creature spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Huh. That's pretty good. So why did he think so long about that? Okay. Sure. No blocks. So now he can't get a zombie. And now I'll just permanently keep this guy back. Pretty sure. Bolster onto Servant. Bolster. Okay. Untap. Glaring Aegis. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I just 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm gonna Glaring Aegis the Sabertooth. Yeah. Just to get it out there on the table. I'm not gonna attack with anything. I just want my Sabertooth to have a bunch of extra toughness, so when I bolster, it doesn't go on him. Because I want to get, as soon as possible, I want to be able to bolster onto Foe Razor. So I can just slam a gift on him. Unfortunately, I was, 1 damage short of actually just like winning the game here. Sure. This is fine. I think I can blow my opponent up pretty ham in this situation here. Because now I can just Dromoka's Gift and blow him out. So let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have 1 creature with 3 toughness, so they will go on him. So now I have a 5/7. And I will block. It's a pretty big blowout. He might have another Hooded Assassin, which would kind of get me a little bit. But then he'd be committing 2 cards for, I guess, technically 2 for 2. Okay, so he's scooping. So this is the Lore Master, sure. Alright, begin sideboarding. That was a pretty good game. I'm happy with the way it went. I might bring in the Archers. Because he does have at least 2 flyers that Archers trades with that I want to deal with. I could just bring in Return to Earth instead. That might actually just be better. Because Archers can just get removed, and Return to Earth is just, it's the same thing, right? It's a 1-for-1. So what would I cut for that? Center Soul, maybe? Or Glaring Aegis? Probably Glaring Aegis. Yeah, Glaring Aegis isn't exactly exciting, so I'll do that. So that was game 1. Now we're into game 2 on the draw. This hand is super sick if we draw 1 land. And we do have an answer at least. I'm gonna keep it on the draw. Basically same hand as last time. We have fatty, bunch of plays if we draw lands, and we have like backup if we don't. So okay. So now we're gonna need to rip a land pretty bad. But we do have a play, which is not bad. He does not have a play. I think I might just face up this guy because I'm in a weird spot. I really would like a land. He has no play though on turn 3. On the play, you keep the no play by turn 3. Okay. Okay, cool. We got there. So bolster onto Lightwalker, pretty easy. And go over the top. I don't think I'll trade. I think I'll just take 2. Oh. I'm gonna take 4. So this is really cool what we can do here. This is pretty bonkers actually. So now my opponent is basically just hardcore losing, because now this does nothing because this exists, right? And because we used pacifism on it, now no matter what he does, it's not real removal, so he's always going to have this creature on the table unless he exploits it. And then if he exploits it, we have an epic confrontation to battle. So that's pretty huge, I think. And we have my opponent on a pretty reasonable clock. And we can confrontation this to a 4/4. So worst case scenario, I could just play in a way that I could trade this for like a dragon. Soundgar's command. You got it. So bash for 2. And face down this. We do need to rip lands a little bit. Youthful Scholar's kind of annoying though. That the fact that that is his guy, it's pretty brutal actually. Why wouldn't? Well, I guess no. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I was thinking some dumb stuff. Ignore me. So if I Megamorph this, then I'm getting bashed for a bunch. So that seems like not the play. So I think I just... Ugh. I think I just say go. That's fine. Because I don't want to attack into that. Ugh. This is awful. I think I'd have to Sandblast it. This is really bad, though. I really don't like Sandblasting that card. Butcher's Glee, sure. So, that's fine. We're trading 1 for 1 and nothing happens in combat, which I think benefits me pretty greatly. So that means he has no creatures in hand, which is weird. Because why wouldn't you just let this die and draw 2? Is that not insane? Rather than to being... What are you doing? Opponent? Are you okay? Alright. I think my opponent might be new. This is bizarre. Okay. So, I'm gonna confrontation. Yeah, that's a good one to get rid of. And I'll just bash with this. That's fine by me. Put my opponent to 10. And I'm just saying go. So, end of turn. You know, I'm basically going to trade away the Shield Bearer. Like, very, very easy decision. At this point. So why wouldn't you trade the card, like, 1 for 1, draw 2 on the previous turn? Like, I don't get it. And especially now, after you ride... I don't know. This doesn't make sense. My opponent's plays have been very bizarre. This card is sweet, though, if you have a deck that can work with it. And my opponent's deck seems to work with it pretty well, but he doesn't, I don't know, seem to fully get it. I'm not sure. So that's 7 mana. So I can face down... Well, no, not really. Ugh. Ugh, I don't really have plays. I think I'm going to face down this guy. I mean, I could just face up Bash, right? That would have 2 counters. It'd be a... yeah, it'd be 6 damage, but then he cracks back for 4. I mean, I'm not close to dying, but he could have a spell in hand. I'm just going to face down this. And basically leave the option of trading open and then bolstering EOT. What are you doing on my end step? He has a grip full of cards, so like he should have a play. Sure. Maybe it was correct to face him up and bolster. And just put a counter here. I'm just gonna... No, I'm just gonna take it. That's fine. My opponent's deck is like mono removal. Yet he still has enough creatures to do stuff. Okay. Bolster has happened. I'm just gonna say go. I don't want my Regent to get countered. I feel like he has contradicts post board. This could just... Okay, it's not a giant creature. If it was a Marsh Hulk, you just flip it there, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just gonna block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully he can't flip it. He might be able to, though. I mean, if he spends his whole turn flipping and is like a Marsh Hulk, then we're literally just trading. And then my opponent has an empty board. Okay, it was a Lore Master. So what do you have? So now he kind of has to tap out for a creature, which I can hopefully deal with Foe Razor Regent. I mean, I'm 1-for-1ing by doing that play, but... So, we have 8 mana, we can bolster twice, which doesn't kill my opponent. So I'm just going to attack, well, let's see what happens. Will I be allowed to attack? Do I actually even want to attack? I think so. I think that's fine. Okay, bolster once. Okay, it's fine by me. And I'll card with the rest of my mana. You guys contradict? Yeah, sure. You have contradicted me. That is fine. So I'm not dead. My opponent might be. One more bolster means my opponent is dead. If he has no answer to this. And flatten is no longer an answer. He pretty much needs ultimate price or the other destroy a monocolored thing. Right? I guess Deathwind would do it as well. I just want to rip a Center Soul right now. I boarded it out, right? I probably did. Or no, I boarded out Glaring Aegis, right? I think I do have Center Soul in the deck still. If I rip a Center Soul and he doesn't main phase kill my guy, then I just win the game. What is this? You're delving a lot. Salamgar, or what's the Tassiger's Cruelty? Like, what's happening? What do you have that requires Delve 6? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the fuck? Sure, dude. And then play it? You got it. That doesn't do anything, maybe. So we have 8, 9. So I don't quite win on the spot. But it's pretty good. Okay. Alright, so he just scooped to that, which is interesting. Alright, cool. Well, I'll see you back in the finals. We made it to the finals in an 8-4. I finally did it. Yeah! Woo!